pleasure to welcome you to Minneapolis, St. Paul. The local time is 8:10 a.m.
We'd like to welcome you to San Jose, where the local time is 12:30.
All right, here we are. We are at California Extreme 2025. Folks will be taking a look at 3 different areas. This is the main area. Before we go in real quick, let's check out. Got some pins set up here. Got a King Kong pin. And we have the new Allen 1 Atari Arcade Missile Command. They're going to be doing a giveaway or a championship. Whoever gets the high score of this event will be taking home one of these beautiful cabinets. This thing's amazing. We'll check them out. They're going to be in the second room we're going to check out as well. Allen 1's in there. And then tomorrow we'll be doing an interview with the gentleman that started Allen 1 as well. So that'll be cool. Here we are in the main hall. So it's pretty loud in here. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm just gonna walk around and show you everything. We have vendors along the outer edges of all the walls. Kind of a mix of console and repair parts here. Look back here. Plenty of pinball here. It's a good mix, about 50-50 of pinball and arcade. Killer Queen, can't believe that's almost a decade old now. More pins over here. My kind of game, an old circus. Very nice. Got more vendors over here. And let's check out this line of games. Everything's set to free play. Very nice single hollow cabinet, real nice shape here. My favorites of all time, Tron. Looking great. Alright. Then we have some pinball parts over here. Real nice legs. I'm digging these gold ones and the black ones. Those look nice. Got all the parts for waxing. Lots of hardware. Of course, the balls themselves. Some real nice looking signs here. Get you a view of those. Alright. These really cool little cabinets. I want to show you these. These are so cool. It's like an actual, it literally looks like you took the original cabinet and shrunk it down. The detail is amazing on these. Even the little scoreboard, I believe it's functional. I'm going to have to actually pick some of these up. These are really cool. And the Frenzy, actually, the gentleman was showing me, it actually looks like it has used scars. You can see where it's kind of worn there. That is really cool. It kind of looks worn out. He said sometimes the marquee will actually flicker on and off to give it that broken in look. So those are really cool. Again, the Space Ace looks cool, and later you'll see another vendor has one of the actually dedicated Space Ace cabinets as well. These are really nice gentlemen. Were showing me around and let me check them out. So, really good guys. All right, some more pins over here. Whirlwind. I remember back in the day, someone brought a Whirlwind and they replaced that little white fan at the top there with an actual leaf blower, and it would blast you with air when it got to that feature in the game. It was really cool. Anyway, oh, Golden Axe. And my best friend Derek put plenty of quarters into that one. Nice Sega roll here. Altered Beast, 2 Tigers, another Sinkus Hollow. Really nice games. And my GOAT, greatest of all time, folks. My favorite arcade game right here, Dragon's Lair. It's a beautiful example as well. Next to a dedicated, which is really rare, Space Ace. Not a Dragon's Lair conversion, an actual dedicated cabinet. You can tell this. Let's just look at this real quick. You can tell by the marquee, see the distinctly different shape where it's kind of caved in. That's a dedicated Space Ace cabinet compared to the Dragon's Lair next to it. Both Space Aces were actually Dragon's Lair conversions, not that one. Again, very rare, very cool to see here. See the 90s, even new games as well, all the way down to the 70s. Arcade games are very well represented here. Video pinball. Oh, I got the lights working. It was dark when I played it earlier. It's kind of lit up. I love this game. Video pinball is very, very cool. Very early Atari. Video pinball machine. Another look at this midway row here. A couple Kuberts anchoring out the edges. Almost missed the Space Invaders, Alien-esque, kind of H.R. Geiger artwork. Very cool on this one. Very nice example of Space Invaders. One of my favorite pins. Very, very cool. Alright, more vendors over here. Just kind of an overview of that. I guess we'll come over here real quick. So one Astro City, my friend Duncan brought this in. This Japanese JAMA cabinet. Some of the kind of more modern, I don't know, 90s stuff. Not really very familiar with these games, but they look kind of cool. Actually, some of this is probably Japanese. Of course, we got the DDR. Let me go a little wider angle here. There you go. Like a little DJ game. That's pretty cool. Beat Mania. Rhythm Guitar Heroes type game. Always thought this would look like a washing machine. Back around here. This was going to be a live stream, and I'm sorry, folks. Again, I'm in another area where there's absolutely no signal. However, the other room I'll be going to, the kind of overflow where all the cocktails and cockpit machines. The next area we'll be seeing here, actually. I can do a live stream in there because there is a very good signal for data. So you know what? I'll probably do that tomorrow. Go ahead and do a live stream from that area instead. You guys want to see it? More parts here. Alright, let's go ahead and go back. Another view of the Midway area. Well, there's that video pinball again. Kind of get a view of an idea of the sheer size of this show, and this is just the main room. There's two other areas. These are really cool. I'm not sure if these are custom jobs or what. They're like a lot more detailed than your little arcade one-ups. There's some doors and everything. Kind of interesting. I'm thinking these are like a local custom job. Donkey Kong one looks really good. Anyways, and then we got a couple cabarets here. Asteroids Deluxe, but it's running some other game. And a Clax, 90s classic Atari. And again, Dig Dug as a track. Mr. Do's Castle, Omega Race, a very cool game. We'll see in the next area, there's actually a cockpit Omega Race, which, if I'm not mistaken, is kind of rare. I think it's really cool. Oh, Solar Quest, cool. That's a good one. Well, we have another vendor here. Got coin doors, coin mechs and stuff. Tools. And random buttons, LED covers, ejectors, all that good stuff. Another vendor went home for the evening. And let's just circle back here real quick. I'm trying to show you everything, folks. Dead 2, classic. Gauntlets for sale. That's what they're asking. Yeah, the prices are kind of crazy at these. $2,000, I'm sorry. That's a little out of line there, I would say, but I don't know. Bring us games out. You don't need no Gauntlet, 720, Super Sprint, awesome game. All three players going on that one, very cool. A lot of good memories on that one. Dazzler's down for the count, unfortunately. Racer 2, same with Arch Rivals. K2, Vindicators, and another 720, very nice. Okay. Come around real quick over here. Not much over here. It's a little multi-cab. A little Midway multi-cab with it looks like a green cooler inside. And then a Class of 81. And some bowling game. Right. Bro, I want to go there. Got the pins kind of in these little kind of quadrants of 3 or 4. So we got Harry Potter pinballs here. The Venom one's cool. I think we're gonna go around. Excuse me. Shaw's cool. They sold that one. Zookeeper, very cool. Carnival, someday I'd love to get a Carnival. Climber, elevator action, Zookeeper. My good friend Duncan, for 8 years, held onto a bunch of boards that he was kind enough to gift me, and one of them is a Taito alpine ski. So if I can build a cabinet or do something with that, I do have the board for that now. Very cool. Front line. Kicks, one of my favorites. Jungle King. You know, there was a copyright deal with the... Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. Look at this. Cool. Vintage shooting game. Very cool. You see really cool stuff at this show. Back to Jungle King. So, the Tarzan estate sued Taito. So, because at the beginning of this game, he actually has the that deal, and they sued him, so they really quick changed it to Jungle Hunt, that we're probably more familiar with. John Wick Pinball. That was pretty cool. All right, pretty much seen this stuff, so let's go back around. Rush, very cool cabinet. I played this in Florida. It's an awesome cabinet. Probably one of my favorite modern pinballs of Rush. Another look at these pins here. Vector Row, awesome games. Real quick, look at these. Old school Malibu. I guess these are more recent actually. Looks cool though. Mechanical helicopter games. Alright, let's go back to the Vector Row. Very cool game. It's like those Mattel football games. That's basically what this is. Very cool. Star Castle, beautiful plastic. Asteroids Deluxe. Very nice Asteroids Deluxe. Not too bad. They're asking $800 for that. Not the worst deal. Wow, a Major Havoc and a dedicated cabinet. It's very nice. Cool. Again, this is all the Vector games. Tempest. Yes, you'll see in the next room from Allen 1. They have parts to fix my monitor that caught on fire on my Tempest. I can't wait to get that all installed and finally get my Tempest working after about 8 years. Really looking forward to that. Let's go back over here real quick. Get these other Vectors here. Armor Attack. Love this game. Classic Vector. Worlds, rare one. Quantum, another pretty rare one. Very cool. Some modern thing. Another Asteroids Deluxe, one of my favorite games that I own. Another Quantum. Vector Sector, I didn't know this was a actual cabinet. This is that really cool game on the Atari 50. It's like a mashup of a bunch of classic Atari Vector games. A modern recreation of them. It's actually really cool. I wasn't aware that was a cabinet. Wizard of War. I regret selling every game I sold, including my Wizard of War. Which I still have that. Very cool game. Alright. I do still have my Scramble, and it still works great, so I'll have to set that up. Astro Invader. This is one of my earliest memories of arcade games. I remember playing this at Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California when I was much younger, in the 70s. It was in the little arcade beneath Knott's Fairy Tales, a little fairy tale dark ride. Real fun. Unfortunately, they're asking too much, 1100 for this. But again, very cool game. I would love to have this, just if nothing else for nostalgia, although I do find it fun to play as well. Very simple early game. Really cool. Stern. Super Cobra, it's basically just reworked scramble hardware. But it's a helicopter. Cool. Berserk, we all know Berserk. We'll just do a quick pan of these pinballs over here. Black Knight 2000, awesome. Space Shuttle, another classic. Alright. Let's go ahead and come back over here. This is really cool, this Barcon. It's a Williams pinball, but it's actually using a mirror. You see the actual pinballs down here. And it has a mirror right here. This one actually uses joysticks, like vertical joysticks as flippers, up and down. It's really cool. It's definitely different. It's like an upright pinball machine. Got some classic pins here, some EMs, electromechanical. Come over here, some Atari System 1. Happy to own. Millipede, I have one of those as well with a multi-peak kit. I basically bought it because the multi-peak allows me to play Centipede on it. The Millipede's cool, it's just kind of hard. I enjoy Centipede much more, but it's cool to have both. And the Millipede is a really cool cabinet, aesthetically. Crystal Castles. Cool one. Liberator, I don't know about that one. It's basically a reverse missile command. Missile command. Oh, this one's down for the count. I have one. I'm just curious what it's worth. 1,300? I doubt that. Unfortunately, that one's off. I'd still like to play it. iRobot, beautiful. I love that game. Some of the Exidy gun games and Chiller, the one that was pulled off the market for violence. Really cool. Now we got more pins over here. Oh, the really cool Joust classic two-player simultaneous pinball. Check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just 10 short minutes away from pulling another round of raffle tickets. If you haven't gotten a chance yet, step on up to the raffle booth in the lobby and buy your raffle tickets.
That's real cool.
Raffle tickets are $2 for $5 or $5 for $10.
What are they raffling?
The starting prize is going to be pulled today, and then tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. We'll do the grand prize drawing.
Cool. Raffling away a Kong pinball. Nice. Alright. Some more 90s games. We got Simpsons, NBA Jam, Lunar Lander. Cool. Nice Atari classic. is this?
So this is Lunar Lander. This is the first, actually, Atari copied. This was a game that, not a game, but a demonstration that DEC did in 1973.
Really?
Yeah, and so
Wow.
it plays it, and so it was one of the first kind of video games.
That is cool. Wow. It uses like a light pan, I guess?
Yeah.
For the... This gentleman brought I guess the original Lunar Lander. If you didn't hear that, yeah, Atari actually copied this for the old arcade game. That is cool. Better watch this real quick. Wow.
Take a second for the instructions to go over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what happens is, especially when it starts with the, you see the light go through the game. And what happens is, every time we get out of the crash, it saves it in memory. It's not all the corners, so I can turn it on. So it saves all the corners. And then eventually it runs out of memory. You have to go back. No, you screwed up the program. When you turn on and off the electric zero, you have to power up that grid. So literally, I can stop, I can unplug it. Like, okay, so it's gone, right? Oh, that's weird. Well, normally it comes back, but I guess it didn't.
Oh, it just comes right back. Oh, good. You don't have to reboot?
Because it's non-volatile memory. You know, so more memory is a magnetic ring. It's actually like sorry, what? So this is basically just wires that go like this with a little range of magnetic material between two cross. And there's a sense line. And so it's just magnetic memory, so it doesn't need power to keep it stable. So we turn off this stuff back. Yeah, same thing. Yeah. And so in that case, those magnetic cores didn't have the ability to raise. So it's not mine. I borrowed it from a friend. I hate
crash animation. Very cool. Thanks for showing. All right, folks, that was really cool. Sorry to geek out there, but that was really cool. Vintage, pre-Lunar Lander, Lunar Lander computer setup. And here we got a bunch of manuals. Nice. The vendor basically kind of marquee, lit up marquee lights, and some t-shirts and stuff. And let's go and look at this row. Markinoid sequel with Intro, package wheel, lid, whatever. Kind of looks like Phoenix. Right here. I do have a Phoenix as well. I believe a $100 pickup in mint condition, home use only. That was nice. This penny pitch is fun. I've played this in years past here. Old mechanical game, very cool. Baby Pac-Man, nice. Pinball and video game combo. Bingo. Alright. We were over here. Think what we haven't seen in this room. I think we've seen pretty much everything in this room. Excuse me. Now, folks, wait till it's real busy to film, because quite honestly, I'm playing the games when it's not as crowded. So, yeah, we've seen all this. Oh, cool, the high score leaderboard. Nice. We've seen all this. Okay, I believe we've been through this room. Better look at this vendor. A lot of stuff. Go back to the secondary room. Okay, a little bit quieter here. Okay, folks, we're out of the main room. Let's go into the, I call it the overflow, but it's basically where Allen 1 has an awesome display, as well as where all the cocktail as well as cockpit games are located. All right, another huge room. Not as much in here, a little more breathing room in here. It's nice. Got a beautiful example of F355 Challenge, a late 90s Sega arcade game. What's unique about this one, besides having 3 monitors, very cool, this is essentially a Sega Dreamcast. It was known as the Naomi hardware, and basically this became the Sega Dreamcast, the hardware that was used on this generation of Sega arcade games. So that's really cool. And we have a Super Sprint over here. Again, awesome game. Look at this beautiful screen. Huge. Nice stuff. And this propeller game. Pop Cycle. And here we go. We got Asteroids Recharge is beautiful. I can't wait to actually get time to play that. We got all the missile commands here. They're doing a high score competition again. So whoever gets the highest score at this event will actually take home one of these missile command games. Very cool. Again, this is Allen 1. Awesome Tron reference. Again, tomorrow I'll be having an interview with the owner and proprietor of this awesome company. that I'll get a one-on-one with him, and we're going to talk about a lot of the things that drove him to create this wonderful business. This is one of their newer games, Soda Slam. It has a kind of tapper vibe to it. It's kind of cool. My kids really dug this one. It's really cool. As you pour the drink, it actually has an animation of whatever color or juice or whatever shooting through here to the screen. It's kind of cute. I won't talk about it much here, but more tomorrow in the interview. But basically, this is a modern replacement for the reflection board, as well as the kind of transistor mount on the side of the Wells-Fargo 61,000 series monitor. As some of you may know, my Tempest met an untimely demise when the monitor caught on fire, essentially leaving a large hole in the deflection board. So this is a modern replacement with much beefier and more robust parts. So I'm really looking forward to getting all that put in, installing all that stuff in my Tempest and get that game working again. There will be videos on that as well. There's Asteroids Recharge. What a cool looking cabinet. I love what they're doing. I already knew Alan One was actually the people developing these modern Atari arcade games that are being produced, which is great. I love seeing this. But I had no idea they were actually doing something for the arcade owner community to bring our old games, make them more reliable. So that's really cool. So Alan One's represented very well here at this show. So, very cool. You have a comic book rack here where asteroids and the Avian Knights, which is kind of like a modern joust. Both of those, you're free to take the comics. They're really cool. Wow, these are cool. Marquee lights and marquees for their games. That's really cool. Okay. Now we got some of the pinballs over here in the overflow. The modern Black Knight. I think you just see what they are here. Nice Atari stuff. I just realized I actually have one of these, the Space Riders. It's a very cool wide body. Most of the Atari pinballs were actually wide body. Really cool. All right. And over here, all of the cocktails at this show. Quite a few of them too. Kind of nice having, they used to be sprung out along the walkways around the main room. I guess a couple of years ago they started putting them over here. Wow, a fourth cocktail? That's cool. I didn't know that existed. They just put them all in this one area. That's really cool. I like how they did that. I'll be spending some time over here later tonight as well. This event goes till 2 a.m., which is really cool. Oh, check this out. Someone has a Odyssey 1 set up here, the very first home console. That is cool. Wow. I was 1 year old when this came out. That is crazy. Very, very cool. And the Vectrex with a multi-color. Nice. I gotta get my Vectrex going again. And someday I'll find a Virtual Boy. I'll pick it up. Alright, over here, some more modern stuff. Awesome. I didn't see that. I guess we have another vendor here. I didn't notice this earlier. Cool. 6, which is a heavy sixer as well. Wow, very nice. Some television stuff. Cool. I'll be coming back a little later and talk to this gentleman. Some PSP UMDs loose. Wow, are these loaner carts legit?
Yeah, they are.
That is cool.
And they do work.
That is cool.
Tested where I had a Saboteur also. It's not working, but it's with the guys at Digital Eclipse to see if they can restore it.
Right on. Sweet.
Some other
Very
stuff
nice.
that's uncommon you might not see much of is like the Mr. Bones stuff.
Yeah.
This Three Dirty Dwarves notepad with the baseball bat and that Sega sign down there has never been opened.
Oh, wow.
Manufactured in 1993.
Sonic coming soon neon.
Yeah,
wow.
they're really cool.
That is cool.
That sign. What's that?
That'd be something to see.
Yeah, yeah, you should check them out. They're really cool. That sign is also pretty rare from Japan.
Nice. Oh, Sega CD stuff. On my channel, you know I love Saturn and Sega CD. Racing Aces. Nice. My favorite Sonic of all time, Sonic CD. I love this game. Fortunate I have it. Oh, cool book for the Master System. Wow. Doing a video now. I'll definitely be back though. Are you here all night?
Yeah, I'll be here all night.
Okay, cool. I'm interested in those little VCS, especially the Heavy Sixer. I want to find out more about that.
Yeah.
Oh, some graded classics. Oh, Kool-Aid Man. Wow.
And that one too.
Sorcerer's Apprentice. Man. Cool. I had a Kool-Aid Man. I remember you had to like save enough
was that
points
mail order,
to get
right?
it. It was a mail order thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had. I forgot if it was for this or for the Intellivision.
Well,
I think it was
there
for
was.
this.
Wait, I know Chase the Chuck Wagon was definitely one you had to see. I think this may have had a retail, but I don't know for sure.
Okay, if it was, I wasn't sure, but I remember I got it from doing some.
I think there was two ways to get that one. I think.
Yeah. Crazy. That is cool. Very nice. Yeah, I don't have any graded stuff in my collection
You know,
yet.
it's interesting, it's controversial, but like, check out that auto duel up there. That thing is amazing, right? It actually came, this was cool because it came with a Origin. If you see the completed box ones online that open up, they have a, they come with a little package that was like tools. Like it has branded Origin systems, and it's got like a screwdriver and something else in it. You can hear it when you turn the box. You can hear the sound of the tools inside the tool bag scrambling around. Yeah, this was an easy buy for me. It's not the best grade in the world, but like I think it's pretty. I think it's like second or third highest graded of this game. But for Apple, I was an Apple guy, so I had to have the Apple II. As PC stuff is cool, but like for the console or the platform that you were introduced to these things on, yeah, exactly. So it said Apple, I was like, I gotta have that.
That is very
It's really super cool. And it's more British after Ultima.
After Ultima.
Yeah, this is after Ultima.
Richard Gary.
I think it was maybe one. I'm sure he did at least 1 and 2, possibly 3, then this one, and then Ultima 4 was later. But this is post Ultima. Which is really weird.
He had a really weird story where his dad was a NASA guy, I guess.
Yeah.
He always wanted to go in space, and he said he wasn't fit, so he got enough money, he did it himself.
Yeah.
Like on a Russian rocket or something. That's cool.
Yeah.
So he got to finally go up.
To space, so.
That's cool. Cool guy. Man, crazy. That classic Super Mario playing, of course. Always a good one. Smoke Parker Brothers. Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely be back here off camera, folks. Man, you got IntelliVoice stuff. Cool. I love the Intellivision. representation here. Very nice.
These are in really good shape up here. That stuff down there is so but
Yeah.
really
Cool. Right on. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right. And come over here. Let's go ahead and walk this area. Nintendo Rob there. Operating buddy. Got something going on here, some kind of championship competition.
What's left you guys are getting?
Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. So this row. Come back. Oh, haunted house. Nice. And it's working. Wow. What is this over here? Yeah, this is some kind of competition here. Cool. Alright. Fighting game. Sorry, not really my thing. Looks like some 90s games here. Oh, Mappy. Old classic. Cool marquee on that one. The Pac-Mans. The custom ROM to bring it right to the crash level. Unfortunately, that one's dead, I guess. Grid, they have like, I think 4 or 6 of these linked together. So that's kind of cool. You can kind of see it here. We'll come back here real quick, see some of these pins that I think we missed. I know we talked about this because there's the whirlwind. Oh no, that was the other building. Okay, yeah, we'll another whirlwind. Still with a little fan. The leaf blower was very cool. Alright, Indiana Jones Pinball Adventure. One of my favorite pins of all time. It looks unassuming, but man, this one is fun. There's so many features in this game. Very cool game. Love that pinball. Again, we have the grids over here. Another vendor. Local artist. All right.
I'll have to take you to the place at home.
WrestleFest. Tetris. Very cool. Mix of like 80s and 90s over here. Some of the newer pinballs. Silent scope, cool. Oh, a tail gunner cockpit, nice. Very old Vector. Yeah, tail gunner's a good one. All right. And then we come over here, one of my favorite areas. We have the cockpit games, sit-downs. Some of my earliest memories takes me back. Sega Center in Cerritos, California. Me and my late brother David would play this game. We're talking early 70s, some of my earliest memories. This had to be like 75 or so. Well, let's look what year. 78, so I was about 7 years old. Okay. And yeah, I always wanted to sit down. He would always say, no, you play the back. So the person standing up plays the back end of the fire truck. The person in the front is the one steering with the gas and brake. But you do have a horn button. Very cool. Fire truck's nice, little plastic. And of course we have the Star Trek sit down. It's cool how the controls are on the sides. You see? classic Star Wars cockpit everyone knows about. Very nice. Full position cockpit. Omega Race cockpit. Again, yeah, the controls on the sides, not in front. It has this beautiful one-way mirror deal, and it looks like it goes on forever with that translight in the back. It's really cool with the black light and everything. Really cool stuff. Then we have this little train game. It's kind of cute. And some trackball gator thing, kind of more modern stuff. The Japanese cat candy cab that's broken down, I guess. Tick and Tag 2. That would be about it. Not a whole lot of cockpits this year. It looks like about 5 of them. Oh, I forgot if we saw the Star Rider Laserdisc sit-down game. I'll try to do a separate feature on that one as a short. Okay, so we're going to head out of this room to the third and final area, which is the console collecting room. Okay, let's go ahead and exit this auxiliary area, because that's what I'm calling it, and we will head to the final, and that would be the console. There may be some computers there too, but I think it's the just basically console area. So I'll see you over there. Okay, let's head up to the console area. It's nice they put this one separate. It's up on the mezzanine level. Level 2. Again, this event is held at the Hyatt Regency Santa Clara. This area is quite impressive as well. See, my friend Elijah brought all this TurboGrafx stuff. I believe he's out at the local amusement park, Great America. And that's right. Yeah, that's right. It's in this room over here. I'm trying to remember where everything is. Oh, okay. This is a tournament area right now. So we got a pinball tournament going on in here. Very cool. Well, we'll stay out of their way. Just basically everyone in the pinball tournament right now on these separate pinball machines. So let's go out to the console area, which is over here. Oh, we have some vendors out here with strategy guides. Very cool. Check this out. Oh, the band's warming up too. Nice. How's it going, man?
Going pretty good. How are you?
Good. Got some more modern stuff here. Oh, Japanese. Cool. Oh, there's some old stuff too. Right on. Nice, nice, nice. Nice fighting sticks. Some big box stuff. I know the bands were starting at 9 p.m. I guess there's something going right now. Let's go in and check it out. Okay, so before we go into the room, we're going to go ahead and check out this vendor. They had some long box PlayStation games here, really cool. Pretty much a little bit of everything. Retro, modern. These guys were just going through stuff. Some Genesis and other stuff here, really cool. Also some Japanese items. classic consoles, some GameCube bongos. Alright, heading in. Again, it was really loud in here. Sorry, but these people were kind of butchering Black Velvet by heart. But anyways, it's all in fun, so that's cool. You can see some nice Nintendo Powers and some DS, 3DS stuff, as well as Xbox. And SNES. Yeah, I was checking out, and wasn't sure what this was. A little Halo Lego set. Some GameCube. It's hard to believe all this is retro now, but yeah, original PlayStation. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I had that game. $10 wasn't too bad. I forgot to go back and check. Some computers there I kind of glossed over. That was kind of cool. Yeah, there goes the quote band. It's cool they did that. They could have did it a little quieter though. That thing was full blast. KC Munchkin on the Odyssey 2. Whole bunch of, I believe it was strategy guides. This is a nice mix of retro games for different consoles and television. Bally Astrocade and Odyssey 2 and whatnot. And then some Genesis and Xbox stuff here. That Lego thing in the back's really cool, the NES. For the price of it, I believe it's $200 or $300. It should actually be playable NES, but whatever. More strategy guides, really nice ones. I forgot to go back and get this. I really wanted to pick this up. Suzuka 8 Hours for the SNES. Yeah, I got real busy that night and Sunday. Folks, when I actually recorded this video, I was extremely tired doing this walk around, so I did miss some things. And yeah, I forgot to go back and buy that game. But oh well, I'll find it in the wild eventually. It's the arcade game that I probably regret selling the most. My Suzuka 8 Hours 2 sit-down motorcycle game. It was really cool. But I needed space back in California in that arcade, so I let it go. A bunch of loose and box stuff here. Yeah, Roadrunner. I believe that's kind of rare for the old Atari. Actually, a pretty good version, a good translation for the VCS of a classic Intellivision game. The Blue Sky Rangers did really good on the Atari stuff too for the M Network. Yeah, Roadrunner. That was a really cool one. I was thinking about picking that one up as well, but like I said, I forgot to come back up here on Sunday. Right. And of course, I have to break this out and play it sometime. Very cool. Steel Battalion on the original Xbox. Very impressive controller, obviously. I think this is the older one. If I'm not mistaken, I have the later revision one that has the blue buttons instead of green. I'm not sure though, I don't remember. I'll do a separate video on that eventually. Nice shmup. I've got to get my 7800 working. Now that I think about it, it might just be the power supply brick. Remember, it was all taped up, so it might have a short in it or something. I'll try that first, because mine's super video, or I believe composite modded from my good friend Duncan. You'll see some pickups, or actually boards that were gifted to me. I mentioned one in the video earlier, Alpine Ski, but you'll see a separate video from all my pickups from the show, and several arcade boards he was kind enough to hold for me for 8 years since I moved from California to Mississippi, and actually gave them to me. These are all another great friend of mine, the one that talked me into going to the show. I actually mentioned it and put the idea in my head. It's the whole reason I went to this show. But Elijah had those TurboGrafx over there. A wonderful collection. PC Engine TurboGrafx, Core Duo, I believe even an analog, the modern reimagination of the CDX, or that would be the Sega, I guess, but I think they do one for that as well. But the TurboGrafx CD and TurboGrafx, and he even has a Super Graphics right there. That is awesome. For the 6 games that were produced for that. Of course, it's backwards compatible with regular TurboGrafx 16 as well. And then modern stuff mixed in too. More TurboGrafx. I got to get some more games for that. They're quite pricey. I might just do a multi-card, as much as I hate to think about it. When games are $200 a pop or whatever, it's kind of, hard to do. But anyways. Nice collection of retro games, retro consoles. A nice little transparent screen, looks like the Macs of the 90s. I didn't get to spend as much time in this room as I thought I would. Typing of the Dead on the Sega Dreamcast. This is really cool. An actual Sega Dreamcast keyboard. 2 of them. That is rare in these days, I believe. That is so cool. So you actually have to type to have the shots fired on these zombies. That is so cool. Yeah, Typing of the Dead for the Sega Dreamcast. If I'm not mistaken, it's the only game that used the keyboard, at least US. Actually, I don't know if that was a US release. It might be just Japanese. GameCube was well represented. Some Wavebird wireless controllers. Very cool. Of course, a lot of N64s. As well as Genesis. And a 3D attachment for the Vectrex. That would be really cool to have. It actually produced color, had little spinning RGB wheels. Kind of a precursor to the later DLP technology used in projection TVs in the early 2000s. But yeah, it literally produced color vector graphics with that spinning wheel. It's really cool. It would synchronize the eyes. Famicom. I forget what game that was, but some Genesis classic, I'm sure. I'm sorry, Dreamcast. And here goes the Genesis and SNES. Alright, and this is where I exit, and there is the actual band kind of getting their stuff together. And one last look at the vendors here. And folks, well, that ends the California Extreme 2025 coverage. Looking forward to the 30th one next year. If there's any way I can make it, I definitely will. And there will be a lot of videos and shorts coming from this visit as well. Anyways, this pretty much does it for the overview of the entire event. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you soon.